Welcome to the Anger Management Podcast.
What year is it?
It's 2024, I think.
Now, fireman.
Last time I checked, it's 2024.
Yeah.
We're on season 3. Let's get this right, Liam, because
Right,
we are known for cocking this right
Big
up.
time.
Season 3, episode 5, the penultimate episode
No pressure.
of season 3.
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
So basically, the last podcast we did, we were all on board with doing the next podcast the very next week.
Yeah.
That was 4 months ago.
Yeah, I know,
5
mate.
months ago.
October.
5 months ago, yeah.
Fucking
It was a long time ago.
So, like, I'm another year older. But literally what you said last time.
Yeah.
It's another year.
How old are you now, Liam?
32.
Old bastard.
Thank you, mate.
32.
Thank you. 32.
Think of it like this. When you think 32 is old, I'm 6.5 years from 50.
Fucking hell.
My latest song I've written for my band is called Rapidly Approaching 50.
Oh, wow.
That's
yeah,
what the song's
that's
called.
Definitely.
It's about being old. and crusty and not being able to move.
Oh, man.
Strangely enough, I haven't felt in too bad health today till you got here. When you were walking up the drive, I was having a little go on my drum.
I must have that effect on
and
people.
I've tweaked
Andy.
me back. All I was doing was pressing the kick drum pedal and my fucking backs fell off.
Just
As it does.
like shit, Liam's coming quick. Quick.
Quick,
Bang.
hurt yourself, quick. Get it done. So anyway,
Standard.
we're back. We're trying to get it. We're gonna try and get a regular podcasting again now because
I mean, there's always next season. Let's be
word
honest.
on the grapevine is that Liam's children have started to sleep properly.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit more about the kids, Liam.
Yeah,
and how they're getting on.
they've graduated from university.
Yeah.
They've got jobs.
I think you did that joke last podcast.
I know. I thought I'd just throw that in there, just to carry that on for those
We're
regular
like a game
listeners.
show. We are. We
I know.
Rehash the same
What's behind
shit
door
jokes.
number 1? It's knobhead. No, so
Yorkshire wanker.
yeah, basically sounds good. No, they're going to bed at like 7, half 7, and then they're sleeping through to like half 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, obviously,
they're not bad. How old are they now?
No, 8 months. So, no, sorry, 9 months.
9 months.
It's all right. My missus doesn't watch this. We're safe.
We're okay.
safe. We're
Yeah.
safe. 9
She
months.
binned us off a long time ago.
It's just over 9 months. So yeah, getting up to that, and so since they've been born, like we've booked a few holidays. Went to Butlins when it was dirt cheap, and as you can imagine, all the reprobates and Dole Wallers.
I
and
went Butlins once.
It was full of fucking fag
It's grim. It's so grim.
It's rough as fuck, man.
So grim.
But I'll
Butlins
get
is.
to that further down the line.
I remember going to. I can't remember which one it was. I was only a young lad myself. But my dad had gone on a golfing holiday with his brothers. So my mum and auntie took me and my sister and my little cousin to Butlins. Mate, it was so grim.
Oh, it's
I
fucking
think I was
rough,
about 10 or 11 at the time.
Yeah.
And number one, I was bored shitless because I've never really been into that kind of organised fun. I just want to like climb
Do
trees.
what you want, like, yeah.
You know what I
man.
mean? Climb trees and go fishing and play footy and stuff.
We went, and it was like 140 quid for like a week. And like you think, oh, that's not too bad, but yeah, but having it at that price, it sort of brings out the undesirable people.
Absolutely. Wouldn't you rather just spend £140 down the pub?
Yeah.
You know what I
Let's
mean?
be honest, yeah.
I would.
Or just fucking take them to Skeggy or something like that, and just or whatever, you know what I mean?
I remember getting there because my sister can't really remember it, but I'm old enough to remember how grim it was.
Fucking
And this was like probably 1989, 90, and it was a proper shithole. We got there. My mum made us change chalets like 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
The first one we got to, we walked in and someone had mouthed like ice cream and stuff all up the wall, food all up the walls. And the person, it was supposed to be clean, obviously, because we're going in. It was just like food spread all up the walls and everything.
And then you speak to them and they're like, oh, yeah, no, it's been
yes,
cleaned.
it's been cleaned.
Has it?
Yeah. Been cleaned by what? Stevie Wonder? You know what I mean?
Fucking
Get
hell.
a fucking
I think he
grip.
could have seen the fucking mess up
Yeah,
wall, couldn't he?
no
Let's be
shit.
honest. Jesus Christ. But no,
It
like,
was horrible, mate.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I remember it being so cold as well because none of the heating worked.
Oh,
That my mum and my auntie were filling up lemonade bottles with hot water to keep us warm.
Yeah.
It was fucking grim.
It was like, honestly, I feel like if you ever want to go back in time, fuck your DeLorean off. Just go to Butlins. Just go to Butlins.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. The chalets are falling apart. Paint stripped off the walls. It's fucking rough, man. But it was cheap, and it was like a little week away with the kids, a change of scenery. And I can't really grumble at that, to be fair, but we were glad to be home. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely, mate. I remember you get there And then you have to pay for everything once you're there.
Oh God, yeah.
So there was the only thing I was interested in, like doing or having a go on. There was a tennis court. I'm a big tennis player when I was younger, and not an old cripple like I am now. And I was a county tennis player. Can you believe? As a junior.
Yeah.
I was a good player. So I wanted to play tennis, but I was with my mum, my auntie, and my sister, who were all terrible and can't play tennis, right?
Yeah.
So I remember being that bored, going out onto the tennis court with my tennis rackets, and I was serving at one end and playing a game in my own head where I would then go down the other end and throw the ball up as if I was then returning the serve from the other end. And I played a game with myself. That's how bored I was. And the only other thing I wanted to do was they had like go-karts.
Yeah.
But it was like £1.50 for a go on the go-karts, which is a shitload of money in 1989, right? So I couldn't go on them either. So I stood there watching other kids go on them. Mate, I was mortified. I just wanted to go home.
Just shit like that, though. Like
first world problems, guys.
Proper first world problems.
You people in Africa starving to death think you've got it tough. You Ugandans, right? You think you've got it tough. You've never been Butlins and had a shit time. And that's proper rough.
It is proper rough. But like things like swimming, you've got to pay for. Like kicking a ball about in a fucking
but the swimming baths as well. It's like the oldest water on Earth, isn't it? When the solar system was first formed, that was the water that was used.
I think that's what Adam and Eve took a fucking dip in. Do you know what I mean?
So grim, mate. So grim.
Vile, but again, it was time away, and you know, it was more to
good old Butlins.
Spend time with the kids and a change of scenery. Considering
any of you listeners that work at Butlins, we feel sorry for you.
Yeah, please do get in touch so we can rip the fuck out of
My
you.
missus has got a new job.
Oh, has she?
Yeah,
She's not at Butlins, is she?
Not at Butlins, no.
Oh,
but
thank God for that.
She's left Alton Towers.
Oh, right, okay.
Because they're fucking shit.
Oh, go on.
There we go. No, they're just shit.
Go on.
Shit, mate. Well, she's gone. I'll give you an idea of what companies are like. So my wife has got extensive experience in hospitality.
Yeah.
She's ran her own pubs. She's worked in bars and restaurants her entire adult life. Okay. Massively experienced. So she's gone for the assistant manager's position at one of the hotels at Alton Towers.
Yeah.
And the new manager that's come in to run a bar, restaurant and hotel has come from running the park, right? So nothing. So
completely
this is
different.
The manager.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she's now given the assistant manager job to her friend who she used to work with, also from the park, with zero experience at all in the industry, who's 20 years old, right?
Wow.
So all those, and there was 3 positions for
That's
different
clicky
hotels.
as fuck,
So
man.
all the people who deserved it, who have got experience, and all those people have been snubbed so that this bird can bring in her own pals, right? I mean, it's just a complete nightmare waiting to happen, isn't it?
Let
As
me just
always,
tick that box.
with Alton fucking Towers, honestly. So good on my missus.
Yeah,
she basically
she
said,
does right.
"Go stick it up your fucking arse."
Yeah, fair play
and
to
she's
her.
got a new job. I won't say the company on the podcast, but
No.
it's a really good, reputable company doing the exact same job, an assistant manager of a bar and restaurant, on twice as much money as Alton Towers.
Every cloud.
Twice as much.
Cloud. You know.
How mad's that?
It's fucking mental.
So she's quite happy. I'm sure she'll listen to my missus does listen to the podcast.
Shout out, Sam.
As we know, when she bollocked me for the price of my hockey jerseys.
Oh dear. You let that slip, did you?
Yeah, that one got out, I'm afraid, mate.
Hell.
So yeah, she's quite pleased. Me personally, I haven't really done too much recently, mate. Obviously, I'm busy in the summer. Festivals and all the rest of it. I've been working on a couple of records for clients and working on some of my own stuff, and that's about it really. I've done 30 mile on my push bike today.
Fucking
hell. I'm a bit bollocksed.
Yeah,
That's probably why I've tweaked my back, to be fair. It wasn't anything to do with
it's not because I turned up and you was like, got that effect on people. But like over Christmas, because since the last one we did was in October. How did you go on over Christmas? Were you busy? Were you doing gigs or were you quite chilled?
I did some shows. This will bring us on to one of the topics.
Yeah.
One of today's topics. I did some Christmassy shows. You know, Christmas lights and Christmas stages and festivals and stuff. So yeah, we're relatively busy. But since Christmas, I've been playing my own shows, but I haven't really done too much, Liam, to be honest. I've been building up my CD collection. As you can see, I'm big into physical media.
Yeah.
You see, there's another topic we're going to get onto shortly.
Yes, I'm here for that.
But in the main, mate, yeah, I've just chilled out. Little's started getting into music a lot now, playing in his talent show. He's playing a bit of Nirvana in his talent show next week.
Play.
So yeah, not really a huge amount to report on.
How's the farm?
How's the farm? The farm where I go?
No, the model farm.
Oh, the model farm. The model farm's great.
Sorry, just for clarity.
It's still there. It's still exactly where it was before.
Not added to it.
It's been too cold to be in there using it, really.
Enough.
It's like a summertime thing.
Fair enough.
To be honest, I haven't really been across the farm where I go to my mates. I haven't really done... I've had some bowel trouble, mate, to be honest. So it's been...
You are a ticking time bomb,
I've needed to be within dashing distance of a latrine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
Those of you with bowel issues will know exactly what I mean.
Can relate.
I go everywhere with a toilet roll.
Yeah.
No, I do. In my rucksack.
No, mate, come on.
Well, I don't actually use a toilet roll. I use baby wipes. They're gentler on you.
You're classic,
They're gentler on the old sphinx.
You've got too much money, you have, for fucking
you know
baby wipes.
So I have had to sort of stay relatively local, but I feel a bit better today.
Yeah, no, fair play to you, mate.
Which is good for you, because we are quite physically close. Those of you on YouTube will be able to see how close we are.
Mate, who's this fucking hell?
Bad waste camping,
I'm about
mate.
to say, let's be honest. Come on, we've known each other how long?
so it's been a relatively uneventful 5 months since I last seen you, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Like I say, it's been hectic for us and quiet for you.
Well,
and
with two
kids. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't change it though. Like it's like I was saying on the last podcast. Like it's stressful and it's unknown, but I love it. I genuinely love coming home from work, and yes, I'm still in a job, Andy. Before we get there,
was going to be my next question.
But no, it's nice to come home from work and see the little smiling faces, and like my kids have just started to crawl. So like I'll come through the door, and then like they'll see me, big beaming smiles, and then they'll like crawl towards me, and it's a very heartwarming moment, and it's what you get out of bed for.
It is, mate. And you're still in the same place of work.
No.
Christ, you've had more jobs than an Amsterdam prostitute.
At least I'm honest. No, so basically, as we were saying on the last podcast, like
unreal.
I was taking medication because I'm on antidepressants and all that sort of shit. So
they binge off.
Basically, yeah. Basically, because I took time out to go to these classes, these courses, which they were okay in the first instance, and then. One Friday, they pulled me into a meeting and just said, "Oh, it's not working out. Like, you know, you're never here.
Your brain's not working out, Liam.
Yeah, we have to let you know. We've let you go to these meetings and all these sorts of things, and as though it's like I should be grateful. And I'm like, no, it's for me.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're here or not, I'm going.
Because I might die otherwise.
Yeah, because I'm stressed to fuck. You know what I mean? And it just got to a point where I was just like, it was a toxic workplace, mate. To be fair, like I was going home at 5. And going back to work at 7 to do work for extra hours for no extra pay. Similar sort of premise.
Extra hours for no extra pay?
Oh, God, yeah, because I need to catch up on work. But if I didn't, it'd be like, oh, well. So, yeah, so basically I fucked him off, and now I'm in a different job as a sales consultant, which is completely different, but it's all right.
I'll ask you the question because I feel like I do this every 6 months. How's this job?
I like it.
Yeah?
I said this about the last 3.
You said this the last 18 times.
Yeah, but still... No,
the only one I remember you actually saying you didn't like was the original one when you worked for the water board. Was it the water board?
Yeah, it was.
And you moaned about that for about 4 years.
Yeah, then binned it off. Then went to work with water again. And then my next company went into liquidation. Then next company binned me off before my kids were born. Then next company were just arseholes.
We should rename you by deed poll, Steve.
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
Fucking Jobs.
Yeah, I got that.
Honestly.
Reference. Cheers, man.
Fucking mad.
But no, I'm happy where I am. Tune in next month when Liam's got...
I was going to say, no, I'm joking. Tune into next week's podcast where Liam's had 4 new jobs.
No, I do enjoy it. And like I say, it's one of them 9 to 5, and as soon as that clock hits 5, no matter what you're doing, everyone shuts off.
So it's like you walk out the door and throw a match over your shoulder.
Yeah, basically,
and just, if it burns down,
it's tomorrow's
like,
problem,
care.
sort of thing. Yeah, you know, you leave your phone at work.
Well, I always think that's when you work for someone, for a company. That surely has to be the best thing about it. When you work, I work for myself, obviously. I've done for a long, long time. And you're never really not working. No. When you're self-employed, you're always working because there'll always be an email or a phone call or something from a client or an employee or whatever it is. Yeah. There'll always be something. You don't get a day off.
No.
Never.
No.
But I am in a position where I can go, oh, you don't like it? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And off you go.
Forever.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself forever. Yeah. Right? I don't have to be politically correct.
No. Don't have to be nice,
I can tell anybody
polite,
whatever the fuck I want, right? And you can be offended and pissed off or whatever.
All you want.
Don't care. My company, my rules, I do what I want, right? But I'm always at work, if that makes sense. Your job, you have to toe the line.
Yeah.
But at 5 o'clock, if the place burns down between then and 9 o'clock the next day, you're like, don't care.
No.
Don't care.
No one's going to ring up and say,
oh, it's on. The missus is like, work's burning down. And you're sitting there eating your fucking beans and waffles. Yeah. And you're like,
okay.
Sound.
Should we bank PlayStation on, babe?
I quite like that fucking bush that's on fire. I parked my car by that.
Yeah. Oh, I used to park my car
Liam,
there.
can you come in?
No.
Help the fire brigade. Why are you ringing me?
If you don't come in,
you're
sacked.
Why are you ringing me out of office hours?
Yeah.
You can call me solicitor, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, exactly. Pay me extra. No. Boop, boop, boop.
See you later.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
But no, I'm happy where I am, and it's just nice to have that balance. And you know, it's one of them jobs where you get a wage and commission on top of that.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's sort of like...
So if you're not completely wank at it, you can actually earn a little bit of money
and
on
it's
top.
sort of like you get out what you put in.
So do you earn any money on top?
No, it's early days yet, mate. It's early days.
What if you can tell us, don't worry if you can't, what are you selling?
It's basically outdoor living spaces. So you've got your glass rooms, your pergolas, all that sort of thing. It's basically
know what they are.
Glorified outdoor
like a greenhouse?
houses. Yeah, basically, but it's
you're selling greenhouses.
Top of the range, yeah. It's top of the range greenhouses, basically.
So you're selling expensive greenhouses
to rich people, yeah.
Right, okay.
Basically.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's all right.
I'd like a nice greenhouse. I'll be honest.
Mate, some stunning. I could never afford it.
Sell it to me.
What a fucking
convince me.
The Wolf of Kingsley Holt.
Hello, mate. Yeah, just wondering if you'd be interested in a greenhouse.
How much? 50 grand.
50 grand. Do you mean like a house made of glass, or do you mean like a house that someone's painted green? Because I'd pay 50 grand for an actual house that was painted green. I wouldn't pay 50 grand for a greenhouse.
Well, no, it's the latter. No, it's the former. Sorry.
The former.
Yeah, it's the former.
That's an expensive greenhouse.
Yeah.
What comes with it?
So, a 10-year warranty.
Topless model.
Get in touch. You can text me on 0800. Text the word rinse.
0891 50 50 50.
No.
If you know. You know.
But no, it's all right, and I do enjoy it, and I'll not say what the company is, but
no,
I do enjoy.
I'm sure there's a lot of greenhouse selling
up and down the country that you could go to, or in China, or other places.
Chinese glass.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good.
You know. Bit of blondie glass.
So Liam has a new job. I haven't really done anything any different.
It's been an eventful
my bowel exploding. Well, that's not even different, is it? That's
standard,
usual.
Mate. Standard for you, that.
So Liam, I wanted to touch upon first of all something that's very dear to both of our hearts: our respective football clubs.
Where do I start?
Yes, but whatever you say.
Yeah, I feel
whatever you can come up with.
Yeah.
I promise you that I can beat it
I was just about
with
to
my
say,
football club. So let's start with the mighty Sheffield United. You know I have a soft spot for Sheffield United. I have done for a long time. They're a club that I've always liked.
Proper club.
Tell us about the season so far, pal.
Fantastic so far. Obviously, we got promoted to the Premier League. Won one game in 15 under Paul Heckingbottom.
While you tell me, I'm going to make sure the computer doesn't turn on.
So I'll talk for the listeners with two microphones. So obviously that happened. Paul Heckingbottom got sacked. The return of Chris Wilder came back in. And ever since then, we've won one game in about 12 games. But we are shit. We are not Premier League ready. We've got no money. We've been under a transfer embargo. We've been potential new owners coming in since July last year. We've had a potential owner that's been done for wire fraud and another one that's just been done for flat out fraud. So
right, okay.
not good.
Some
not good.
Reputable characters.
Yeah. So basically, we're going back down.
Oh, you're bottom of the league.
We are bottom of the league. Yeah, we are officially the second worst team in the Premier League so far. We've beat Derby's total points tally from 2007, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think they got about 8 points.
Yeah, we're on 11. So, but we're not much better off. Like, we've got injuries, players are shit, players aren't interested. We lost 6-0 to Arsenal yesterday at the time of this recording.
Arsenal are a good team, though.
I know, but 6-0, man.
6-0's a proper thrashing.
But I don't know where we go from here. I want us just to go down, season be over, and start fresh. I mean, you've got Burnley that have spent a shit ton of money on our one place above us. Luton, I'm quite proud of what Luton have done, but again, I think the three sides that have gone up will go straight back down. But I'm looking forward to the Port Vale rant because,
well,
where do we start?
Well, this is just it, isn't it? So, long-time listeners will know that I'm a Port Vale supporter.
For your sins.
One of the world's most unfashionable clubs.
God. We're up there.
We're up there. When people talk about unattractive ties where their team have got to visit, you know, we say things like Scunthorpe away on a Tuesday evening.
I get what you're saying.
A late Wednesday night cup tie against, you know, Chesterfield,
Macclesfield or whatever.
But Port Vale, my team, are right up there. No one wants to play us.
Right,
not because they'll get beaten.
No,
just because it's shit.
Yeah,
but my team, I'm going to show you something in a second.
Okay. But what I don't understand is, while you load that up,
I'm going to show you in a second the league table.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
But then I'm also going to show you the league table from the last time we did a podcast.
Ooh, okay. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. Okay. Right, before you see it, listeners, let's play a game between me and you guys. Where we were predicting Port Vale were in October 2023. No, you can't pause this podcast and go and check. That's cheating. But before Andy gets it up, I'm going to say October last year, Port Vale.
The end of September, the beginning of October.
Okay, beginning of October we'll go for. I'm going to say you were 7th.
Okay. That's your guess.
Yep.
It's a good guess.
Yeah, it's decent. I had faith.
Good guess.
I had faith.
I'm going to show you this now. You're going to have to describe this to our listeners.
Okay.
There we go. So this is the 19th of September, 2023. Tell me where Port Vale are there, Liam.
Port Vale, if my eyes do not deceive me, are top of the league.
Yes, they are. Top of the league, 17 points. We're top of the league by 1 point from Exeter. Yeah.
So there's big teams in there.
We've played 8.
Barnsley.
We've won 5.
Bolton.
We've drawn 2, and we've only lost 1 game in the first 16 games of the season. Right.
Okay.
Now I'm going to show you the current league table.
Okay.
Okay, get ready for this. Where are Port Vale, Liam? Tell our lovely
listeners. At the time
listeners.
of this recording, is Port Vale are 22nd in the same division.
Yep.
Oh, right.
So we have won 2 games since we did our last podcast.
Holy shit, yeah.
2 games, Liam.
Sorry.
Sorry. The end of September, so we've got October, November, December, January, and all of February. That's 5 months.
Yeah.
We're a week into
March,
and the original picture I've just shown you was the 21st September. So in just shy of 6 months, my club have won 2 games of football. 2.
And had how many managers since then?
We've had... yeah.
Let's come on to that for starters.
It's the same old shit, mate, at Port Vale. We had when you and I used to present on the radio, we had new owners took over Port Vale, and they've
yes.
done a great job
They
in the
have,
main, to be
to the
fair,
credit,
because
they
our
have.
club was
In the gutter.
Yeah, we were about to not be a club anymore.
Yeah, you were bordering line, like,
the problem we've
National
got
League.
is Carol, who's bought the club,
Yeah.
is realising that owning a footy club isn't really like any other business.
Is it, fuck?
There's no reward to
No,
it at all.
At all.
And unfortunately, Carol seems to have vested all her interests into non-football related matters. So, for example, feeding the poor, right?
Quote
Port
unquote.
Vale give free meals out to the poor.
Isn't that the point
every fucking week
of
right?
the Port Vale Foundation?
I just don't understand it, mate. Right? The poor. Why?
Just Port Vale as a whole.
Can we just give that money to sign new players instead, please?
Yeah.
Because the poor can go to work
And
get jobs and buy their own food.
Yeah.
Right? Why are Port Vale giving them? I don't get it. Fair enough, charity. I'm not a charity person, as you know. I think a lot of it's fucking bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I support Port Vale because they're a football club, not because they give free meals to the poor.
They're not
right?
a charity, though, are
We're
they,
not
Port
a charity.
Vale? It's a football
We're
club.
a football club that haven't got any money, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
haven't got any money, but we seem to find money to give to the poor, right? It needs to be put into transfers and players and players' wages anyway. So we got rid of the manager a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, not long ago at all.
No.
And we've
The
got...
cheap option, which we said on the radio, that's exactly what they do, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly what they did. But this time, they haven't. They've got... his name's...
Darren Moore.
Darren Moore,
Yeah.
who took Sheffield Wednesday, your nemesis.
Yeah, bitter rivals.
Who took them up to the championship and then promptly quit.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't give him any more of a budget.
Yeah.
Right? Sheffield Wednesday, one of the biggest clubs in the country, remember?
Yeah.
Right? So now he's gone to Port Vale, right? Where we basically don't have a budget.
No.
There isn't any money,
Well,
right? But somehow, right?
Yeah.
This is the problem. We've given him a 5.5-year contract. 5.5 years,
Where's
Liam.
this? Yeah, I would like to get to that.
5.5 years. There could be a nuclear war by the time his contract finishes, right? And apparently he's on $5,000 a week, right? I don't know if that's true, but apparently,
It's decent.
That's twice as much as any of our players.
Yeah.
Right? Now, please tell me. Okay, he had one good season with Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, I understand. And I've got nothing against bringing him in as a manager.
Yeah.
On a normal contract.
Yeah.
With a normal wage.
I agree.
But what the flying fuck have they done that for?
Because...
And guess what? Hasn't won a game yet.
No. What baffles me, to me, like, from a realistic point of view, he comes in, I think he's a phenomenal appointment, by the way, and I think he does need time, but I do think Port Vale will go back down.
We will.
But...
And you know what's going to happen, don't you? Stoke will get relegated as well, and we still won't be able to play each other, because Vale will miss the opportunity that I've been waiting 23 fucking years for. Oh, that's what makes me the most angry.
So to me, you give him a 2 or 3 year deal, he comes in, does what he can, or even till end of season, if he can save him, he gets another bite at cherry, gets a bonus, we go again. But 5.5 years, what if he doesn't win a game between now and May? What if they go down and he spits his dummy out, says, "Nah, fuck this, I'm not doing it." Port Vale have got to pay him off.
Well, if he
fucks
off of his own accord, we won't have to.
But still,
you're not going to do that, are you? If you're getting paid $5,000 a week,
would you?
For the next 5 years, I find it insane. But my club has always been insane.
I think
it's every season. It's mad.
It's a very backwards mentality, as much as it pains me to say, because I think it's a great appointment. Like, you watch that game again with Sheffield Wednesday against Peterborough, to come back from 4-0 down. To win 5-0, to then go to final.
But they've got money and they've got players.
Yeah.
Liam, he's come to a club where we've got a terrible squad. Terrible. I mean, one of the worst I've seen in a long time.
Why you let
our League 2 promotion team of 2 seasons ago would beat the side that we've got now 5-0.
I'd have to agree.
And I don't. If he'd have come in on on a good contract.
Yeah.
2 years.
I think
Let's
2
say
years
2 years. That's
is
fair
feasible.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand people wouldn't want to sign a contract for less than 2 years. So 2 years. 2 years. Let's see what job you do in the first year,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about an extension. But no.
You imagine
5.5 fucking years.
if you
Liam.
flip it into the real world, where if I went into a job or you went into a job and it's like, all right, congratulations, Andy, you've got the job. Just sign this contract for 5 years at 50k. You'd be like, what? All right.
Sound.
Sound.
Thanks, mate.
You're not going to be like, but that doesn't happen. That doesn't exist. There's no jobs out there that do that. So why is it okay from a business perspective to look at that in football aspects and go, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Because it's just not feasible from a business perspective.
It's not.
And that's not football perspective. That's business and common sense perspective.
But we've always done it. It's always been mad at Vale Park. Always has. I love my club, but they're fucking bonkers, mate. Bonkers. And sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. To be honest, years ago, I gave up trying to make head a tail.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Vale.
Like,
it's
I get
just
it,
insane.
It's...
But you just have to keep supporting, don't you?
That's all we do. Like you say, I mean, we're both having a torrid time at the minute.
Torrid time, mate.
Proper torrid.
Torrid time.
But then again, my question is, finally, if you go down, will Moore want to manage a League Two side? I don't think he will. But he's tied to a contract. He's on $5,000 a week, presumably.
I think he might if he's given some kind of money to build a League Two club. I think he probably would want to do it. He's
had a bit of a fall from grace, though. I think, he's gone from West Brom to, like you say, you've got Wednesday, Huddersfield, to Port Vale. I don't know.
The world's most unfashionable club.
It just seems to, and this is no disrespect to Port Vale at all, but it just seems to have gone downward spiral from leaving Sheffield Wednesday to Huddersfield that were struggling in the Championship to Port Vale that are struggling in League One.
We'll see. Liam, let's lighten the mood slightly. I wanted to talk about the seasons, not the footy seasons.
Oh, okay.
The actual seasons. As I mentioned earlier, I've been out on my push bike today because it's been sunny.
Hey,
sunny, people.
For a change.
For those of you listening internationally, Britain is fucking shit in the winter.
Yeah.
Really, really shit. I mean, shit in the summer a
lot
of the time.
Yeah.
But in the winter, it's grim. Now, it's not as cold as a Canada.
No.
Or snowy as a Canada, or it's not monsoon season or anything, but there's one word my dad always uses to describe about 7 months of the year in Britain, and it's this: dank.
Yeah.
Right?
Dank, yeah.
Dank.
I like
it's always a bit moist, damp, rainy, not usually hammering down, but, enough that fine
you're going to get wet
that
soaks you through, yeah.
Right? As Peter Kay would say.
I like reference there.
It's dark at about 2:30 in the afternoon.
I hate
right? Now, this is one for me, right? Why do we still have daylight savings? What the fuck? It's 2020 fucking forward.
Yeah.
Daylight savings, when it was originally brought in 400 years ago.
Yeah.
So farmers could see what they were doing to milk the cows at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning, right? Strangely enough, there was this little invention a while back called the electric fucking light bulb, right? Farmers don't milk the cows in dark sheds. Trust me.
Under candlelight.
Right? Yeah. That's it. Under candlelight. Yeah. Right? They turn the lights on. That's what they do. The same as any of you work in an office or a factory or anywhere else, right? What the first thing you do when you walk in the morning, you put the fucking lights on. That's what you do in a milking parlour.
Yeah.
You just fucking sit there and the bastard dark cow's shitting all over you. That's not what happens.
Oh, sorry, Daisy. I best get home now. It's getting dark. Fuck off.
Mad. Absolute mad. I think we should have daylight savings, but the other way.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm with you.
Because think about this. You get up in the fucking morning and go to your fucking 7th job of the week, Liam, right? And you get up and it's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and it's pitch black, right? You drive to work and it's pitch fucking black.
You're depressed already.
You go work, you finish at 5 o'clock, you come out your office,
guess what?
and it's pitch fucking black.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you much rather just drive to work in the pitch black at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
and then you come out of work at 5 and it's still light till 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it.
Change it by like 4 hours.
Yeah,
fucking don't care if it's dark in the fucking morning. I'm already pissed off. It's the fucking morning. I'm about to get up, go work. Everybody's pissed off. No fucking actual person in the world wants to get up and go to work
You're getting
in the morning.
back in at like 5, 6 o'clock. You had a good day at work, babe.
But you don't see any kind of sunlight, do you?
No.
I'm
so
surprised
depressing.
we all just don't fucking keel over and die, to be perfectly honest.
It's like you say, if you work in a warehouse or a factory, chances are you're not going to see sunlight at all.
Ever. For
at
like
all.
8 months a year.
Yeah.
You're just going to fucking have the pallor of a fucking vampire, aren't you?
Yeah.
So think about this. Let's do daylight savings, but let's put them like 4 hours the other way, so it's still dark at 10 o'clock in the morning. You get home from work at 5:30, and you're like, I can walk the dog, I have a kick around with the kids.
I can go to a pub,
it's not
take kids
dark
out,
till 8.
whatever.
Not dark till 8, even though it's December or January. You know what I mean? Let's do that instead. Instead of everybody being pissed off for 6 fucking months.
Come on, kids, let's go home. It's getting dark.
It's insane.
No,
Absolutely.
It's dark all the time.
Fucking insane.
It's just depressing, man. Like, and like, you know yourself, and we've said this like multiple times. Like, everyone's in a better mood when it's sunny. When it's hot.
I've been out today, and people are out walking the dogs on the paths, and every single one. All right, how'd you do? And people are like,
morning.
Morning, how's it going? Right, you do that in the fucking dark, and you think, what's this person doing out in the fucking dark? They're burying someone. You know what I mean? It's fucking shit.
Why is there a small flame in that field? Oh, fucking Gary's milking Daisy again. There it is.
There it is.
But who's some brainiac has just come up with that idea, and they've just thought, well, you know what, it's a good idea. That.
You have to follow it, don't you? Like we always say, there's cynics in us. We always say, if you follow the trail, it'll be because someone somewhere's earning a shitload of money from it. I bet somehow, when the clocks change that hour, there's some form of banking or something where people move money somewhere and make a great big shitload of money.
Oh, well, it went in at this
hour.
time. Or what time?
Can't
prove it, can you?
Somewhere that'll be going on. It's mad, mate. It's as backward as fucking just legalise cannabis, for fuck's sake. It's not 1733.
No.
Just legalise it for crack. And here's another one that's been getting my fucking goat recently, right? Okay, so children.
Yeah, just in general.
I know they've been driving you mad.
Stop.
So kids, right? Yeah. Can't walk into a shop and buy a pack of fags.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Kids can't fucking go down the pub, buy a pint. No. Right? Can't do that. You got to be 18. Yeah. Americans got to be 21.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's wank. Right. There's rules, right? You can't drive a car till you're 17. You can't get married till you're 18. Well, you can actually get married with your parents' permission when you're 16.
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough.
Right. So there's all these things, right? But what I'm touching on is addictive substances, right? So you can't buy an addictive substance as a child, right? Legislation everywhere, right? But children at any age, at all, can have mobile phones, and there is no legislation at all to stop it. And I'm going to say this to you, viewers and listeners: mobile phones, by extension, social media and the internet, mobile phones are the most addictive thing on planet Earth.
And the most damaging.
I would rather my child smoke 10 fags a day than spend fucking 10 hours. They spend
10 minutes
all the time, Liam.
Yeah.
All the time on mobile fucking phones.
They do.
And screens of some fucking description. When is society, or our governments in the Western world anyway, when are we going to admit that mobile phones and social media are fucking our kids royally? When are we going to have some kind of legislation? My answer is, I don't think we ever will, because I think there's too much money being made from it.
Exactly, there it is.
When the crunch comes, right, governments and the people in charge don't give a fuck about kids, right? Just like it was bullshit that they gave a fuck about saving lives during COVID.
Oh, of course,
Nothing to do with that at all. It was about making fucking money. Right, which I think most people are starting to realise now. This is a drum that you and I have been fucking banging for the last 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
Right? And I think finally most people are starting to realise that
Oh shit!
there was
actually.
some serious wool pulled over everyone's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
But anyway, I digress.
That's another topic for another time.
Kids and mobile phones, right?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why do we not have any kind of legislation to control children and mobile? I think it should be illegal for kids to have mobile phones.
Yeah.
You should have to be 18 to have a mobile phone.
I completely agree.
You should also have to be 18 to have social media.
Because and you know what? And I'll dive into the deep dark side of social media now, which you see, and this
is sort of crossing us over into one of your topics. This is,
and it's sort of like, what you see is like on Instagram and people getting stalked or. You know what I mean? Or harassed or bullied or kill yourself comments or, messages on Facebook, social media. Social media companies don't give a fuck.
Of course they fucking
do. They
don't.
fuck. They don't care about you. You could top yourself tomorrow and they'd be like, oh, well, whatever.
You wouldn't even
On to the
notice.
next one. Exactly. And it's just like, but they don't do a damn thing about it. And that's what pisses me off. Like, there's no legislation. And I've said this for years, and this is a drum we've banged on about bringing online passports. Full stop.
I couldn't agree more.
And those that don't want it must have something to add, because I could sit here now and say, yep, here's my online passport. And I'm not saying I'm taking away freedom of speech. I'm saying if you call someone a certain word or make them feel a certain way, or leads to that
then you're
person
accountable.
Killing themselves or damaging themselves or hurting themselves in any way, shape or form, you are accountable.
What are your thoughts specifically regarding kids and mobile phones, though? That's what I agree with you.
Yeah.
Your online passport. You've spoke about this before, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But as regards children,
yeah,
like I say, I'm draconian.
yeah,
I believe that children shouldn't be
They
allowed
shouldn't,
to
no.
have mobile phones.
I
It should be against the law.
I agree.
If you're busted as a parent giving a phone to your child,
yeah,
children should be socialising properly in
Yeah.
person. They should be knocking on for each other and going to the
Kicking a
park,
ball
or
about,
kicking
or
a ball
riding your
about,
bikes
whatever
and-
it is. Even if they want to play video games, I'm not massively against video games. I think they can be damaging too
to
much
an extent,
of them.
yeah.
But if they want to play video games in the same room together while they're socialising,
Yeah.
where again, they're accountable if somebody's nasty or somebody's horrible. They're accountable because they're all in the same room together.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right? That's okay. But I believe that mobile phones and kids, absolutely
there's
not.
someone I know, which I'll not name because it's unfair for me to do so, but someone I know has a child, and this said child has access to the parents' Netflix accounts,
Right.
Amazon accounts. They have their own tablet. They have their own phone. They have their own Facebook profile. You could be anyone. You could be anyone.
Liam, all children have got all those.
Exactly.
This isn't your.
No.
All kids are like
no,
this.
but this child, I'm not kidding. I think she's not even 5, I'd say.
Really?
Right, not even 5.
Wow.
And like, there's films on Netflix that are of a sexual nature, we'll say. And like, she'll purposely watch these films.
Wow.
You're subjecting a child to that, and that's okay. Oh yeah, but she likes watching things where they're all kissing and they're cuddling. I'm like, kissing? Are you fucking joking? But you can't say anything to them because it's sort of like, oh well, I'll raise them how I want to raise my
I'd have
child.
a right good fallout.
And I'm just like, there's no, and it's just disgusting. Like, there were a time when my partner was pregnant, and this said child rang her and asked how the babies are. The child's mother had no idea that this was going on. And ever since then, after finding out that we were having babies, the child then proceeded to call my partner all the time.
At 5 years old?
Yeah. And I'm not kidding. And there were one time where I was with...
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I know. I was with someone that was... It was a relative to this child, and rang him like pretending to be someone else, and she was going along with it. This child like, oh, where do you live, and all this and other. She would, and they were saying, like going along with it and telling the child was like saying to the relatives this is where I live. This is my name. This is when I was born. This is what my mummy's called.
Mate,
this is what my daddy's called.
This all comes
and
from
I'm
the
just
culture
like,
that we've cultivated, mate.
how is
it's
this
fucking weird.
normal?
No, it's not.
Like,
it's fucking weird.
And if there are people that probably listen to this that think, well, that's okay. They're not doing any harm. Are they, though?
Yeah,
are you checking your child's phone, tablet, social media account all the time? I'm not saying, well, okay, let me rephrase. I'm not saying you've got to check it all the time, but like from time to time, just check in. Are you all right? Who you talking to? Little things like that, and it could go a long way.
But that would all be solved if kids couldn't have mobile phones and social media. Completely. There wouldn't be an issue then, would it? Be gone.
Like you've just said, Andy, it all comes down to money, money.
It does, mate,
and
every time.
And there's nothing that me or you could do about it because we can't. We're just two people.
How did we get from talking about winter to mobile phones and kids? I can't fucking even remember.
I don't
My
know.
topic there was I wanted to discuss the seasons. We only did winter.
I know, sorry.
But we're getting to spring. My original point was we were getting to spring. I've been out on my bike in the sunshine.
Yes,
right?
yes.
How much better everyone's felt today. Right?
Yeah.
I love summertime.
I love summertime.
It's not too far away now, right?
God.
Last summer was shit. Let's be perfectly honest. We had a nice weekend. I think it was the end of April, beginning of May. Then we had that mad week in September where it was like living in Florida for a week. Everyone's sweating to death.
Fucking hell.
And everything in between was just horrific.
And then it just rained.
Farm across the way here, we had to keep the cows in the shed for 3 nights in August because the ground was so wet. The cows were getting lodged. They were getting stuck in the ground.
It was like that scene out of Never Ending Story.
In fucking August, mate. Yeah, it was like Never Ending Story. Yeah, that's what it was like. In August, we couldn't let cows into the field because it was like letting them into quicksand. Honestly, fucking mad. But my fingers are crossed. This summer's going to be nice.
Yeah, like I say, fingers crossed. It's I'm still sick of this old fucking stop oil, global warming bollocks. But
stop fucking oil.
Just
honestly, those people.
But I do like summer, and I like spring. I like this sort of time.
Yeah, my dad likes this time of year.
It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's sunny. You come out. You're in a good mood after being at work all day. And like you say, you can go to the pub or you can chill out.
I like roasting. I like middle of summer when it's 100 degrees. I like I like finishing my day and going, fucking, I'm boiling.
Yeah,
it's great. I love that. You'll never hear me complain about that.
No.
You will hear me complain about, God, I'm freezing cold. I'm absolutely freezing. I hate it. I hate being cold so much. I should live in a hot country, really.
I mean, there's been times where we've done this podcast, like, in fleeces, scarves, hats, even going to the radio, like, good morning, welcome to the radio with me and Andy.
That was a cold room.
No, it was
That was
horrible.
a cold room.
That was really horrible.
I used to do the whole show with my big coat on.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And you had the one with the
Russian hat.
That's the one.
Down here like that, try and keep
Never
yourself
forget
warm.
stuff like that. Never forget stuff like that.
Good days, mate.
Good
so
times.
Anyway, I was thinking about maybe putting this to our lovely listeners.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think it's a topic that everyone has an opinion on.
Yeah.
So favourite season?
02-03 season Premier League. Thierry Henry finished top scorer. No, I'm joking.
It was a good year.
It was a good year.
96, 97.
Yeah, there we go.
Vale beat Everton, FA Cup holders.
But we digress.
In the 4th round. Yeah,
no, we are referring to weathers if you're just listening in now.
For me, it's a clear winner. Summertime.
Yeah, I think summer for me followed closely by spring. Autumn's up there.
So you're only really leaving one out there, Liam, aren't you?
That's why
so they're
it's
all
last.
good except winter. I don't like autumn. Autumn's shit.
Yeah.
When it starts getting cold. My birthday's the 29th of September. My birthday comes around and I'm always pissed off because I just know
it's round the corner.
Summer's
catching
gone.
up.
Summer's fucked off for another year.
Oh, yeah. All trees have had enough. Oh, fucking may as well just die then, shall I? Yeah,
it kind of brings me to another topic that I wanted to touch on. Which was one of mine, which was insane drives or trips or journeys.
Okay,
right? Like crazy journeys that you've been on.
Ones where your car doesn't blow up in Spain
just how the maddest things that have happened to you when you've been on a journey of any kind.
Yeah.
So I've got several. I mean, I could tell you about the one where it took us 5 days to get back from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my son, and my son was 3 at the time.
Yeah.
And we just had every piece of madness that could happened, and we ended up like going around the world about 4 times to get back to. It was crazy. But the one I wanted to tell you about is recent December.
Okay.
Okay. So in December, I was building a stage in Cardiff.
Okay.
For they call it the Cardiff Reindeer Run. It's just outside of Cardiff. I can't remember what the town's called. It's a reindeer run, so it's like a charity thing, and then we have a stage and bands on and all the rest of it. And it was a cracking show. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to head to our warehouse, and I was driving my car, my Volvo, and with a big horse box on the back that we've got PA and some other equipment in, and then the owner of the company I subcontract for, he's got a great big trailer stage. Him and my friend Rick were in that vehicle, so we head down to Cardiff, and to be honest, we had a pretty decent day. Everything up, everything running. It was cold, really cold. Anyway, the gig finished at 10 o'clock, and we had to be out of there, 9 o'clock, and we had to be out of there by 11, packed up and gone, because they were opening the road again.
Okay.
It's in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Just as the last band finished, the heavens opened, and it started to absolutely thrash down with rain, and we're completely out in the open. There's no cover
in the
at
elements,
all. So we had to dismantle this entire stage in the driving torrential rain and cold, really cold. And it was difficult. But I've done it before many times when the weather's been rough. And so we get packed up. I get in my car, literally take all my clothes off because I'm so wet. I'm just sitting there in my boxer shorts with me drying all my clothes across the dashboard
on the dash,
and everything. And off we go. And for those listeners that don't know, we're based up here near to Stoke-on-Trent. And I had to drive back to the depot in a place called Eccleshall, just outside of Stone. So off we set. And the rain is that bad, it's that heavy, that I'm doing 15 miles an hour because I can't see in front of me.
Yeah.
Right? I can't see 30 yards in front of me, Liam.
That's
right?
terrible. Yeah.
And it never stopped. The rain never stopped. I drove maybe 2.5 hours, and I got just shy. I was probably Worcester, somewhere around Worcester. Been driving for at this point it's sort of 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I get a call from my wife. She says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm Worcester on the way back." She says, "I've just had to abandon the car on my way back from work."
Fucking hell.
And I says, "What do you mean?" She says, "There's like 5 foot of snow on the ground." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And she'd had to
leave
the car in the middle of the road down the bottom of the bank down there. I was like, "Snow? It's just pissing down." Anyway, 10 minutes later,
oh no,
I come in past Worcester, I'm on the M6, and all of a sudden I see brake lights, and it's just snowed like fuck, mate, right?
Yeah.
So you got to remember, I was already doing 15, 20 miles. Down I go, mate, 5 mile an hour. You imagine, I'm in a 2-wheel drive Volvo estate with a fucking 2-ton horse box on the back, right? Full of gear. And I've been awake since 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've worked me sack off all day, right? And all night.
Yeah.
So I slow right down, mate, and it never stopped snowing. It never fucking stopped. And I managed to get the car and the trailer all the way back to the top of Eccleshall Bank. And I stopped at the top of the bank, so I didn't dare go down the bank. I actually get the gaffer in his big Ford Ranger to take the trailer stage, take that back where I need, and then come back and pick the small horse box up.
Fuck.
So I got down to the depot, unloaded my car. Then Rick, my friend Rick, actually lives here in Kingsley with me, so obviously he jumps in with me. Rick and I then spend an hour and 55 minutes, I think it was, to get from Stone to here, which is 13 mile,
Yeah, if
14
that.
mile,
Yeah.
right? Because we were doing, 2 mile an hour. It was walking pace, basically.
Yeah, could have walked faster, basically.
We got back here at 8:05 in the morning, right? And then got 2 shovels and walked to the bottom of the bank to dig out my wife's car, right? Finally got into bed at 9:30 in the morning, right? From 4 a.m.
The previous
But
day.
it wasn't the physical side of it, Liam. It was the mental exhaustion of concentrating on the motorway and on those roads for that amount of time with no break, with no. It was, you were wired. Wired. And the exhaustion when I finally got into bed, I thought my brain had liquefied. If you'd have asked me spell my name, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. I was just, and I thought to myself, and the problem is it's a day rate as well. So whether you do 5 hours or you do 500 hours, you get paid the
same amount. Yeah.
It was shit. It was shit, mate. That was the hardest day at work I've had in probably 15 years, mate. And the job itself wasn't hard.
Yeah. It was just the drive.
The drive was insane. And when we got back here, Rick turns to me and says, that was the best piece of driving I've seen in my
Credit
61 years on the planet.
Yeah.
And I think about it, and luckily I've got a bit of experience with tractors and bigger vehicles and stuff. And that was probably the toughest journey I've ever done, mate. It was grim.
Fucking hell.
It was grim.
I think for me, it was back in the days before the kids when we...
It wasn't that long ago, mate.
Back in the day.
9 months ago.
Keep going. And we did ghost hunting, me and my partner, which I think we've said on the podcast before. And I enjoyed it. Well, we both did, but it got to a point where I'd have to finish work on a Friday back when I had...
Just tell us a little bit about what that actually is.
What, the ghost hunting?
Yeah.
So it was... So
my friend, Mark, the guitarist in my band, Tim, he used to do ghost hunting.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Yeah.
You'd get on with Tim.
And it's very much like if you've ever watched any episode of...
I think it's complete horse shit. Just letting everyone know that.
Yeah.
If you believe in that kind of stuff, you're a fucking knob.
It is.
No, you're not a knob. You're just a fool.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But it was, if you ever watched Ghost Adventures or Most Haunted or any shit ghosts, if anyone's there speaking to this microphone, any of that shit, it's basically doing that. And it was up and down the country and well, it was up and down the country. It was mainly the Midlands because I'm not driving to fucking Portsmouth for fuck all. And it was one night where I'd go to work, come home on a Friday, then have to drive from Stoke-on-Trent to Wales. I think it was Beaumaris Jail or something like that. And it was like 2.5 hours. And that ran then from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning. Right? And then I had to drive from there all the way back to Stoke-on-Trent. So again, and I just... The drive killed me. I was driving on my way home. There was no one on the roads, luckily. But like how I got home and me and my girlfriend did not die, I will never know because
there's nothing harder.
You'll know
nothing harder than driving tired.
From what you've just said, like you how can I describe it? It's like you're looking forward, but everything below my chin, I can't see because I'm that warped. I'm concentrating. I've got blinkers on. And all I can see is what's in front of me. Like, I don't know who's behind me, to the side or anything. And like, there were times where I'm drifting. I'm drifting. And I can feel car like moving. And it was horrible. Like, it was really, really horrible. And that, again, it wasn't that long ago.
I had one, Liam, coming back from Nottingham Arena. This is 10, 15 years ago. Coming back from Nottingham Arena after building a show. In the middle of the night, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was coming down the A50, which is a dual carriageway, pitch black. And it's a section where there's no lights, just obviously your car lights. And I'm trucking along like this. Everyone's asleep in the car except me. 70, 75 probably.
That's worse, that,
right?
though.
and I just saw something in front of me.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a little flash of white, and in a split second, it was here. I swerved like that, and I missed a cow by
an inch. Fucking hell, Andy.
2 inches, mate.
Shit.
And a cow is a ton.
Yeah,
big,
it's like you'd be
it's
gone
like you're
if you
hitting
did that.
You hit a cow.
May as well hit a brick wall, ain't
You
you?
hit a cow at fucking 75 mile an hour, and you're fucked.
You're brown bread.
It's that simple. And I missed it by that for all the lads smashed their heads in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Everyone woke up, and then bugger me, mate. There was about fucking 30 of them all down the fucking road. There was about 3 of them had been hit by trucks, all splatted up.
Jesus.
And they got out of a fucking field at the side,
Fucking
and
hell.
we're running the wrong way up the A50.
Jesus.
Fuck me, mate. I was awake the rest of the journey.
I can imagine I'd have been fucking wired to moon then.
Like I'd had about 8 wraps of fat for the fucking drive home. I was fucking wide
I bet
awake.
that were a daunting, like, scene all like.
It was not nice, that wasn't, mate.
No, I can imagine that wouldn't be very pleasant.
It was not nice at all. We're going to take a short break, Liam, and we can use the bathroom and such like.
Sounds good.
Oh, it's like. We'll be back very shortly, where we'll have Weekly Woke Watch, everybody's favourite segment. We'll have the results of last year's Graham.
Which one? All of them.
Liam will have to look it up, because I can't remember what the fuck it was.
I'll find it, don't worry.
We're going to talk about Marvel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Stroke Disney. Twats. We might touch on a few political things, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how light we want to keep it. And a couple of interesting topics. I really wanted to talk about inappropriate farts.
Of course. I won't expect anything less from you, to be honest with you.
Great ones over the years. I also wanted to talk about the funniest things that we did as teenagers to piss people off.
Oh, dear.
I've got a few of them as well.
Yeah, I have as well.
But we'll be back shortly. See you in a sec, guys. Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
And me, Liam Simcox.
Oh, it's been ages since we've done it like that, you know. That's
the
the old radio intro, that is.
You're listening to the radio.
Longwave Radio, Atlantic 252.
Coming in your ears.
Glory days. Jizzing in your ears since 95.
Yeah.
Glory days.
But the listener comes first.
So, those of you just joining us, we're back. We're back. It's season 3, episode 5.
Yes.
Season 3 has taken a long fucking time, thanks to Liam and his fucking genitals.
Sorry for having sex. My bad.
To the world.
Yeah. Sorry.
Apologise.
I will look into this camera.
To all 8 billion people, apologise.
For creating life. I'm sorry.
But we are back. We're trying to get through the rest of this season, preferably before Christmas.
Yeah, preferably. I mean, like I said, we were just saying, like, looking to finish this off and then, you know, hit next season with a bang, come back and try and have a bit more stability.
Consistency,
That's
mate.
The one. That's the word I was looking for.
It's difficult for anyone at the best of times, because at the end of the day, this isn't our job. We don't get paid for it. We do this for you, lovely people, and even more than you, because we like having a laugh and a
Basically,
catch-up.
yeah.
Basically. I'm not trying to say we do it because we're nice people or anything like that, or we care about you, because we don't. We care about us. No, we do care about you.
Yeah, no.
But
take that shovel off your Andy.
But yeah, so we're back, and we've got loads of things we wanted to talk about.
So much to catch up on.
Very quickly, I wanted to touch upon physical media.
Yes.
We did mention it very briefly at the start of the show. I have really started to build up my physical media collection now. You guys can't see, but just off there's a couple of big bookcases actually.
It is impressive.
So I collect real books. So for you kids, that's words that are written on paper. Okay, paper.
Google
Not
it.
this, right? Not glass.
Yeah.
Right. Paper. It's a great. So it smells great and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I collect a lot of science fiction, Star Wars, Star Trek. Halo,
yeah.
Classic.
Liking it.
Classic stuff. Love it. I've got all my CDs still. Never given my CDs away. I've got stuff in there from the 80s and that. But I've been going to a lot of charity shops. So now, right, you can actually pick up. I've got 3 CDs today from Help the Aged or somewhere, I think. And it was £1 for 3 albums. 3.
Can't grumble,
right?
can you?
Now, think about this, Liam, right? When I was 12, 13, 92, 93, and I started buying CDs, right? A CD would be between 15 and 20 quid, right?
Yeah.
So what's that in dollars? That's probably about $25, right?
Yeah.
For you American listeners, right? That was in 1993. That was 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And now, all these years later, I'm getting those same CDs. But, right, I bought the new Blink 182 record, right?
Yeah.
On CD, the album, right? Brand new. It was 10 quid, right?
Yeah.
It's cheaper than it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? I love physical media, right? I fucking hate streaming.
Yeah. I think it's killing.
It's killing everything. It's killing fucking everything, mate. I get that it's convenient, and I do use Apple Music, right?
Yep.
I do use it for work when I've got to reference something, or I get sent a song from a client who says, listen to this, that's what we want to sound like, or check out this new record from this new... And I can listen to a band and go, I like that.
Yeah.
Or what I will do is then find out where I can get the physical media for that band.
Yeah.
A lot of bands and artists now have just sell from their own websites, right? Or from Bandcamp, you can get things. I like I like owning my every CD, every book. I've got vinyl collection down there as well for you really old bastards like me. Right? I love my vinyl.
Yeah. Same.
Even video games. I know you like your video games, Liam. If there's a video, I don't get time to play video games really anymore. But if there's something I want to play, I buy it.
Yeah.
On physical
media.
media.
I'm like
because it's mine forever. And the day that streaming fucking stops, because they will fuck it up because they're so greedy.
Yep.
Your Netflixes of this world and your Amazons and your record companies, because remember, streaming services are basically in cahoots. Well, they're held to ransom by the record companies, right? And streaming, well, look at what's happened with TikTok in the last few weeks. So Universal Music Group have removed all their artist music from TikTok. All gone, because they couldn't come to an agreement, right? So it's all gone. Anyone with a video that uses that music, gone.
Yeah.
All those artists that promote their music, all those Universal artists that promote through TikTok, can't do it anymore. All gone.
Yep.
Right? So there you go. Right? If you own that music, if you've got a physical copy, a CD, or a vinyl, that's yours forever. No one can take that away from you. If you've got a CD player and a vinyl player, that's it. You play it whenever you want. Right? And streaming is shafting artists up the backside.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I get plays of my own music, my original music. So I don't use Spotify, but Spotify will pay me, I think it's 0.003 pence for a stream. So I'm no good at maths, but how many streams is that to make 1 pence or 1 cent?
Yeah.
Right? Hundreds of streams for a penny. What's the fucking point in that?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no point whatsoever. And I'm actually at the point where I'm seriously thinking about removing my own music from streaming services altogether. Maybe keep it on Bandcamp so people can preview it. They can listen to it a few times, but then they have to purchase. Yeah. And simply selling CDs again. If people want to listen to my stuff, they can order a CD and that's theirs forever then. Because streaming just doesn't help us artists at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't help anyone make a living. It's shit.
And very quickly, before all you sweaty, greasy virgins are putting, oh, well, isn't your podcast on Spotify? You're just a hypocritical...
Sweaty, greasy
virgins.
What
I mean? And it's like, we're aware, but we're not saying about podcasts.
I used
we're
to
talking
love
about...
a sweaty, greasy virgin when I was younger.
In that after a kebab shop?
I was one as well.
Oh, yeah, I was as well, up until about 24. And then... But we are aware that we use streaming services for this podcast, but that's podcast. We are talking about music.
The clue is in the title, isn't
exactly.
it? Really?
Yeah. Podcast. Just so anyone who hasn't, anyone that's got a normal functioning brain will understand. But if not, just delete what you're about to post.
I don't like the agony of choice, or the how much there is to choose from on a streaming platform. So you take Spotify.
Yeah.
Right. You basically got access to every song that's ever been made.
I was just about to say it's far.
I don't like that.
Too accessible.
I don't like that at all.
No.
I want music and film and TV and literature to have value.
Yeah.
I want it to have value. So when I buy it, when I part with my money, I've got something of value.
To show
I
for
don't
it.
want to be just music particularly is just, it's a throwaway substance now.
Mm.
You know, and people listen to the first 10 seconds of a song, and it's on to the next one. It's the scrolling generation, isn't it?
Yeah,
on to the next one, on to the next one.
TikTok generation.
You have an album of music, you put it on a CD player or a vinyl, and you listen to it from the start to the finish, and you get to know it, and then you listen to it again, and it becomes an experience. Listening to 15 seconds of something on TikTok while you're swiping or whatever, it's just not good.
But I like the art that goes into CDs, like the cover art, the little booklets that you have inside.
I got the Mark, Tom and
vinyls.
Travis show there by Blink-182. That's their live album on vinyl there. How cool is that fucking... that art on the front of that sleeve there? It's awesome. It's part of the experience. You open it up and you read the liner notes and the lyrics and everything. It's not just a throwaway thing like a stream is.
Yeah.
And I get that streaming's convenient. I get it for people walking around with their headphones in, and it was a pain in the arse. You couldn't fucking portable CD players.
Yeah, and it used to skip every time you took a step.
And Walkman's tapes were just they were great, but the sound of them was shit.
Yeah, they were.
I have to be honest about it.
I agree.
Right? So I get the portability. But if you're sitting at home, and the thing is, of course, everyone's got a fucking computer.
Yeah.
Buy a CD.
Yeah.
You can still import it to iTunes.
Yeah.
Right? And put it on your bloody MP3
on your
player
phone
or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, you still don't have to use streaming.
Do you feel that, like, with the streaming, that sort of thing, whether that's literature, music, like videos, gaming, is soulless?
Yeah. Yeah,
because I'm very much in the same camp as yourself, Andy. Like, I like a good book. I like physical copies of video games. Like, you know, like the PS5 came out a couple of years ago, and they offered one that's disc edition, so obviously you could put in any disc that you had, or one that was just purely online only, like streaming.
Didn't know that.
And I was just like, that's soulless. That's just I don't like that. Whereas.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and that exists. And I'd rather have the physical media, like you said, because I want to get to a point in my life where I'm handing that on to my kids and saying, like, your dad used to love this game, you know, Babysitter 7, when, like, you'd turn, like, triple X mode on. And then, no, I'm joking. There's no such game as that. And he's like, what? No, but, like, obviously games out there in the past that, like, you know, your Crash Bandicoots, your Spyros, your little Lego games that you can play together with your kids.
That's it.
You know, and things like that.
Me and Joe used to play those Lego games
like
all the
Lego
time.
Star Wars, just as an example, man. Like, you know, things like that you can do together because you physically own that. That is yours. No one's sitting there putting it behind paywalls or taking it off you or saying you need to be subscribed to this service to play this game. It's bullshit.
What do you think about that new Apple fucking glasses thing that's come out? What the fuck is that?
I think it's for people.
Have you seen the videos of people walking around with them on their face, like walking around the town?
As though it's
and
normal.
Stuff?
It's though it's fine. It's normal. I've seen people in restaurants.
I gotta be honest with you. I hope everyone on Earth fucking has one except me.
Yeah.
Right? And all of these people can live in the virtual reality world, all of them. And I'll have the actual world just for me. I'm okay with that. I'll have it. You all plug yourselves in. Like, have you seen the film Surrogates with Bruce Willis? Everyone just plugs. A while ago. It's a great film.
Yeah.
People just plug themselves in and have a virtual avatar, like a virtual body that walks around.
Yeah.
in the real world. I'd be okay with everybody living in a virtual world except me.
Yeah.
I'll just fucking have the real world to myself and do what I want.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of. The first time I saw it was, have you ever seen Wall-E, the Disney film?
Yeah.
You know how they're all big, fat, in-chair screens in front of them, and they can order music or order food, and it comes to them.
That's basically what it is.
That's it. That is exactly it. And I think, where have we gone wrong? Where have we gone wrong, like in society, in technology? And just as people, where the fuck have we gone wrong?
It's like technology's gone from improving people and society and individuals to making them worse.
Yeah.
In just 20 years, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to the iPod, pretty cool. You know, your portable music that doesn't skip everywhere. I get that, but now we're at a point. I was behind two guys on my bike today on quite a narrow path. We were walking in the woods, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful, picturesque
area,
surrounded by a lake and the river running down the side, bloody squirrels everywhere. And both of these blokes, they weren't even young blokes, Liam.
Yeah.
They were just walking along side by side, both buried in the phones. Right, just like this.
That's the art of conversation.
Buried in the phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, why bother coming out and walking along? I just wanted fucking shoe them both into the fucking brook.
Take phones off their hands, just chuck them into the canal and be like,
give them a kicking into the river.
And I think, but that's like the new normal. And you know, again, like you'll be watching or listening to us on these platforms that we're rinsing the fuck out of, but we're not saying that. To an extent, it's okay.
Yeah,
but
we're not saying that it shouldn't be taboo. Streaming.
Yeah, we're not saying that. But to me, there has to be a cut off. There has to be a line.
I get it
where...
that in certain situations, streaming is ideal. So you go out for a jog, right?
Yeah.
You fatties, get yourself out for a fucking jog, right?
Listen to the Anger Management podcast while you're doing it as well.
Yeah,
we'll motivate you.
And you put your podcast on, you put your music on from your streaming service. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You're not going to walk around with a ghetto blaster on your shoulder,
no,
like 1982, okay? But when it comes to actually sitting down and listening to music, physical media is the way forward.
It is.
Not just like films, right? So you can see like my DVDs and everything.
Yeah.
You own the fucking product.
I'm same. I've got DVDs, like Blu-rays, CDs. Like, my dad's got a ton of vinyls.
But it's cost again, Liam, isn't it? You think about it. You can pick up... I got these 3 CDs for £1 earlier, but that's £1 that a lot of people wouldn't be willing to spend, right?
Yeah.
And you have to think, so I don't know, what Spotify, fucking £12 a month or whatever it is. Let's say it's £15 a month for argument's sake, right?
Yeah.
That's £15 that gives you access to every song ever.
Yeah.
And you can see why people go, I want access to every song ever. I don't want access to every song ever. I want to discover stuff and listen to it and digest it properly, right? Or watch it and digest it properly. And I think, for me, maybe we could put this to listeners and viewers. For me, physical media wins out over streaming every single time.
Yeah.
Apart from in the convenience category.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be perfectly honest with you.
It might be a good Graham.
It's again just thinking about it as well. Like them 3 CDs, right? So you've bought them at 33 pence each. Say if there's 10 songs on that CD, so you know that's 30 songs for £1. So what's that? How many songs can you get for 1 month's Amazon or Spotify subscription? You know what I mean? So you're either spending like 3, 5, 6 quid on 210 songs, just theoretically, or you could spend that same money for 10,000 songs on Amazon or Spotify because it's accessible.
Absolutely. Liam, I want to move on to one of your topics
that
you'd suggested. This might hit home with some of our geeky listeners. But being a geek 30 years ago used to get you
taboo,
used to get you filled in.
Yeah.
I remember like reading comics and stuff, and people really being nasty to me about it. Whereas now it's cool, basically, isn't it? I think the Big Bang Theory sort of changed people's perception. I love the Big Bang Theory.
God,
It's great.
I'm still just about Penny. Anyway.
I just identify with Sheldon, mate.
Yeah, I do like Sheldon.
I just want to be able to be as rude and obnoxious to everybody.
And like with
Sheldon
no concept of the real world, like
absolutely.
at all.
I'm envious of Sheldon.
Yeah.
But you brought this topic up.
Yeah.
And you called it the MCU, as many
people
do.
will know.
Now I've liked my comics and superheroes over the years, not so much for the last 10 years. I got to be honest, since Disney, as usual, since Disney sucked the life out of everything and attempted to make it something that it isn't. But this is your topic, Liam. So you lead with this, mate.
It's just like, I mean, over the last few years, we've just seen flop after flop after flop of these female-driven, strong women, which...
Strong female characters. Oh, so you mean women who are basically men?
Yeah. Of all the same features and characteristics of men.
Men, they've just got tits.
But, yeah.
Men with tits. That's strong men with tits.
Title.
Right. Strong men with tit characters.
Yeah,
got you.
That's
right,
it.
okay.
That sounds like a podcast title as well.
Strong men with tits.
That'd be a weird safe search, wouldn't it? Alexa, play Strong Men with Tits. But
we'll have to put a star instead of the eye, so we'll just get banned.
Hashtag. But no, and I think like over the last few years, like, look, I love the whole phase when Avengers came out and the Captain America and Black Panther.
I haven't really watched any of it, Liam, since X-Men. I like the first few X-Men
fucking
films,
X-Men was great.
I never got into any of the rest. I think I seen Captain America. That was all right.
And then, like, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, like, you had failures such as Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, and
She-Hulk,
the Little
series,
Mermaid, and all that bollocks. I mean, fair enough, it's Disney, but still, you get where I'm coming from.
I wouldn't call the Little Mermaid a superhero.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying. And it was all just all these strong, independent women that don't need men.
Bullshit characters that women completely don't identify with. Yeah. You have to remember this, right? I challenge anyone, any of you good listeners, to find your wife, your mum, your sister, your girlfriend, any woman that you know that identifies with any of these characters that Disney keep fostering on us all the time, right? Because they don't. There's a reason why the film genre that is the most popular with women is romantic comedies, right? Yep. Why do you think that is? Because the women can identify with the women characters and probably lust after the male characters, right? That's how it works. Most women, right? Of course, there's women who like superhero films.
Yeah,
right?
we're not saying that there isn't.
Most women couldn't give a flying fuck about superheroes, right?
Just
it's not what they're interested in.
Yeah.
And if they are interested in superhero films, they're interested in them because they're good films with good characters. They're not interested in them because you're shoehorning a fucking shit female with male character with tits into the fucking role, right? That's not what they're interested in. Just the same as us blokes. So the most recent one is Madam Web.
Yeah, I was about to come to that, yeah.
So Madam Web. Spider-Man was my favourite cartoon and comic when I was little, right? I was Spider-Man mad. I loved the cartoon Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Yep. And I used to go around with Iceman and Firestar. We used to play that at school in the yard. You know who you are, you people. And, good days. And Madam Web is an established character from the Spider-Man universe who's an old woman, right? An old blind bird, right? Not according to Disney, she's not.
Oh, no, she's not. But let's not forget, this is a film that was directed by a woman, has an all-female cast. And
written by a woman.
Written by a woman, directed by a woman. And guess what? It's the worst rated Marvel film in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it's the biggest bomb
and it's
of
not
all
because
time, isn't it?
It's written and directed by a woman or that it's got women in it. It's because it's fucking shit.
Because it's shit.
And people are starting to realise that this is fucking terrible. I mean, Sydney Sweeney, who is one of the characters in it, she did her own SNL show not too long ago. And she was like, oh, you might have seen me in Euphoria. You might have seen me in this. You definitely did not see me in Madam Web.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the young cast
I got to be honest,
hate it.
I didn't know who she was until I started listening to the political commentaries on this film.
Yeah.
And she's an absolute worldie, isn't she?
Oh.
Christ above. And they've somehow managed to cock up a film with her in, right? And
Yeah.
I watched a great review. I forget who it was. It might have been Nerdrotic or someone. I can't remember.
Oh, like Nerdrotic, yeah.
And they basically said, how do you make a film with probably the fittest woman in all of movies at the moment, right? A superhero film where she's playing a character who will be a superhero, right? Yeah. Stick this woman in a fucking tight fucking catsuit for the first 15 minutes of the film, and every bloke on planet Earth will fucking go and watch it, right? And you'll make shitloads of money for your investors.
Let's put it in the trailers as well.
Right, put it in the trailers, right? Make the film about this incredible... Don't make... I haven't watched the film. I just don't. And they've managed to somehow make her unfit, right?
Yeah.
Unsexy.
Yeah.
How do you do... Why have you made a conscious effort to make one of the best-looking women on the planet not good-looking?
And you know what? This
is...
Right,
because Liam, right?
Yeah.
That isn't endearing yourself to women. Women understand that some women are really good-looking. Women also understand that most men really want to shag those good-looking women, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's how we procreate as a species.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. And like, just coming back to that, so Sydney Sweeney did a show on SNL, right? And she was blonde, like she's a fit bird, like as we can all see, massive hands, great personality, great personality,
lovely personality, and great hands.
Yeah,
she has.
If you know, you know. And she did a show on SNL, and she had blonde hair, and she had a very low cut top, right? It had millions of views.
Well, it will more views than the film.
Exactly, and that just shows, right, that over 200,000 years, men are just men. And they like, you know, blondes.
And I don't know if there's any executives from Disney that listen to the Anger Management podcast, but I need to make this apparent to you, right? It's not really ever rocket science, as the song by Good Morning Kids goes, right?
Yeah.
If you make a film that's reasonably well written, with an interesting story, with characters that people can identify with, right? Usually that means for women, a male lead that's strong.
Yeah.
Good looking, well built, right? For blokes, that usually means nice hair, big hands, we were saying, right? Preferably extremely tight-fitting clothing, right?
Black Widow.
Especially if you're making a superhero film, where by its very nature, these proportions are supposed to be bigger because they're fucking superheroes, right?
I mean, you need big hands to fight crime, don't you?
Absolutely. So all I'm saying to you, right, is make the movies that people want to fucking see.
Target audience.
That's it.
It's target audience. And like some of the, and again, you can Google this if you want to. Like this is, you know.
Oh, interrupting very quickly, Liam. I just want, because this has been made for modern audiences, remember?
Yeah.
Quote, Disney, made for modern audiences, right? Which basically means the woke mob, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Where are all the woke people? Why haven't they gone to watch this fucking film?
Yeah.
Because they also aren't interested in it. Because whatever they fucking say, they also don't identify with these characters because you've made them shit.
Yeah. And it doesn't spread the message, like
message.
You know, and all that shit. And like, so again, just coming back to what you were saying, Andy, like rom-coms and romantic things and will the boy get the girl or all that bollocks. It's a big like appeal to women, but on the flip side, action films, James Bond, all these sort of things, sci-fi appeals to men.
Ask yourself why the biggest selling film of 2 years ago was Top Gun.
Exactly.
Ask yourself why the two biggest films from last year were the Mario film, right? Because they made it exactly like Mario fans would want it, right? And Barbie, as much as I didn't like the whole men bashing fucking bullshit, but the movie wasn't made for me, right? It was made for women. It was made by a woman. For girls who love Barbie. That wasn't made for me. And I'm not standing there going, oh, God, I'm so fucking offended.
I'm offended.
I don't care.
No.
I've tried to watch a bit of it, and it's shit.
Yeah,
right?
It's not my cup of tea, but
I am shit to me.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just not going to watch it. That's fine.
We're not the target audience, though, are we? That's the thing. That's the thing.
Exactly. So Barbie, guess what? They made a film specifically for the audience that likes Barbie, and guess what happened? They made an absolute shit ton of money.
Yeah. That's when you do it right, though.
Wow, Liam.
When you do it right.
What have we stumbled upon here, mate?
Fire, I know.
Christ above, surely we should be executives in Hollywood, shouldn't we? Fuck me. Honestly, can you imagine being a fucking... like an investor or shareholder in someone like Disney? You'd be sitting there, but you'd be banging on the doors, wouldn't you? Going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're fucking doing. What are you making this shit for?
Yeah.
I think
it.
I think it was Sony that have done Madam Web, actually.
Yeah.
Not Disney. Sony only have to go back 2 years to the Spider-Man film they made.
That fucking sold out.
It was
everywhere,
fucking magnificent. Because there was no wokeness, there was no message pushing. They made a film that all Spider-Man fans wanted to see.
Yeah.
And guess what? Made a shit ton of cash.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be about money, though, does it? It's about the art and the craft and, you know, making it the best that it can be. And again, just coming back to Barbie, again, it was directed by a woman, written by a woman, and it catered to women. And women loved it. And, like, I'm sure there's men out there that do like it. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, men detest it because of blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, men might have liked it as well. And it's things like that, but that goes to show what happens when you do it right, when you stick to the source material, when you love what you do, rather than just, we'll just throw some shit jokes in, or we'll make this in, or we'll do that. And it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I think now Hollywood as a whole is finally starting to see that MCU doesn't work. It
doesn't work
dying.
How it is.
No.
And of course, they haven't just murdered Marvel. They've murdered my favourite franchise, which is Star Wars, obviously. Yeah. And that's Disney. And it makes me feel sad just thinking about what they've done.
Yeah.
It's just horrific. You guys can't see from the camera, but this bookshelf is almost exclusively full of expanded universe Star Wars novels.
Yeah.
Real paper, kids, paper books. Right?
Proper.
But pre-Disney. This is all pre-Disney stuff. 40 years.
Like when it was
40 years
canon.
of expanded universe.
Yeah.
And all Disney had to do was take some of those stories and go, we'll make that Rogue Squadron, their entire series. We'll just make that into a TV series because it's fucking mint. Right? But no, Disney have had to absolutely smeg it up. Again, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad, Liam. It really does.
No, let's say even like, I do like The Mandalorian. I must say that.
Season 1 and 2 were great. Season 3 is the worst thing I've ever... Obviously, Kathleen Kennedy has fucking come along and stuck her oar in and gone, oh no, white fucking straight man is the lead. No, I'm not having that. Let's get it, as Cartman would say, stick a chick in it, make a gay.
Yeah,
right?
There you go.
So the Mandalorian's actually been fucking replaced in his own show by female Mandalorian Bo-Katan, right? Who isn't even a bad character, but it's like, for fuck's sake. And the jumping the shark moment for that was episode 6 with Jack Black and Lizzo in it. I have never seen anything on TV that cringeworthy in my... I like Jack Black.
Yeah, I like
Tenacious
Jack Black,
D,
yeah.
But he was basically Jack Black.
Yeah,
in Star
playing
Wars,
Jack Black. Yeah,
with some horrible fat minging bird who's not even an actress, right? What the fuck was she doing in Star Wars, Liam? Please tell me.
And then a couple of weeks later, it came out that she was abusing her backup dancers and telling them they need to put weight on. And
need to put weight on?
Yeah, and all this, because they were skinny bitches and all this.
So they can all die at 35 of fucking heart disease.
And it's just like her. So basically, Lizzo is not a nice person.
Let me just tell you guys, right, no matter what the internet might tell you, being fat is not good for you, right? It's not healthy. Me and Liam understand people have different body shapes. That's not what we're on about. But being grossly overweight will fucking kill you.
Just be you. That's it. That's all we can ask for.
So if you're fucking overweight, go and do some exercise. Don't eat as much shit, right? Because whatever Lizzo may say, being a fat fucker.
She's not exactly a
isn't gonna help.
role model, is she? Let's be honest. A great Big Bird.
Not gonna help you at all.
Oh, you may as well take weight advice from Big Bird.
Absolutely. Liam, we had a Graham poll last year.
Last year. I like what you did there,
I can't
Andy.
even remember what it was.
So, it was, if I can find out what it was, I think it was around October time, and I believe the question was, here we go. We were discussing which times were better in life. Do we miss being young and carefree, or do we like that we're now an adult and we can do basically what the fuck we want?
What did I can't even remember what my answer was. I think I actually said I preferred being older.
Yeah, I think you did.
I did.
Because you've got that freedom to...
I enjoyed the fact that my body worked properly when I was young, but I was struggling for any other positives. I much preferred not being poor now I'm older. And I preferred being wiser and settled.
Yeah. I get you.
What did you... I think
I went for younger.
You went for young.
I think I did, yeah.
But it's all relative, of course, because everyone's a different age.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's why we put the question
different generations.
to our lovely listeners.
There was a clear winner.
Really?
So 75% of the vote preferred being young.
Really?
With only 25% being old.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I get it.
I get it. No, I was torn myself. I was definitely torn.
I think if we...
Like Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh, God, dear.
Oh, she was one, wasn't she? She had nice hands.
Yeah, she had nice hands.
Got her album. I found it the other day. I've got a story about that.
Stuck together? Would it stick together?
Yeah, the pages. I've got
together.
A story about that album. You want me to tell you?
Oh, go on.
It's called the album's called Left of the Middle. Natalie Imbruglia. It's the one with Torn on it, right?
Okay.
It's actually a cover, that is. It's not her song, but it's a great album. So, back in '97, I think it was, it came out. I borrowed it off a guy I knew, right? A bloke a little bit older than me. And we'd gone to a house party at his flat in Cheadle. And he'd lent me the album so I could take it home and make a copy of it.
Oh, God.
Right.
Burning a CD.
I said to him, because we were going back up his flat the next Saturday. I said, I'll bring it back to you next Saturday. So it was the Friday night following, right? And I was walking along past his flat along Cheadle High Street. That's a local town to me. Cheadle, Staffordshire, this is. Not Cheadle, Cheshire. It's weird there. And I was walking along with a couple of mates. And I saw this guy on the other side of the street. He looked across and he went, Oi, Steve-o. And I looked at him, I didn't know him. And I went like that and he come charging across the street, across the high street. It's about 8 o'clock at night. We were in the pub or something.
Well, we're like charging like as though it was ready to fight. You're already like, oh, hey up, mate.
And I thought, fucking hell. And there's an alleyway right next to where I was walking. So and he comes running at me. I thought he was going to run up the alleyway.
Yeah.
So I moved out the way like this.
Yeah.
Against there's a big, the paper used to be called the Post and Times, and they had a big office on the front.
Yeah.
Big plate glass window at the front. So I moved to the side, leant against the plate glass window, thinking he was going to run up the tunnel, and he put me straight through the fucking plate glass window. This youth did.
What the
bang, fuck? Hit me. Didn't punch me. Just battered into me.
Barged you into it. Yeah.
And I went straight into all this desk and everything in the fucking window. Fucking all my back cut up. And I always remember him just leaning over me and going, "Where's my fucking CD?" And I'm going, I don't know, mate. Fucking not like, honestly, me I'd filled me fucking pants at this point. Right? I was a big youth and I was only like 16. Fucking shat myself. I'm lying in this big load of fucking splintered glass, not having a fucking clue what's going on. And he just went, "I want my fucking CD." And he just fucked off.
All right.
And of course, I'm not thinking, I'm like, what's he fucking talking about? Like, who is... Anyway, we ended up in a fucking... I think there was a gig down at the Guildhall. There was a party on or something down at the Guildhall. And we conned the way into there, as you do. And I'd gone to the toilet. fucking having a wee. Someone comes in, fucking glanced to me, and it's the same bloke. And he looks at me, and he goes, and and he went, sorry about that earlier, mate. And I went, and he went, it's just my mate. I didn't realise he'd said you could borrow that CD. And I was like, yeah. He says, it's mine. It's not his.
All
and
right.
I was like, I'm sorry, man. I'll bring it up to you tomorrow. Like, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. Whenever you've got time. Like, nothing had happened to you, right?
God.
And he put me straight through a plate glass fucking
window.
Bipolar
or something.
Right? I won't say his names. I do see him from time to time. It turned out I ended up being friends with him. He was older than me, about 7 or 8 years older than me. And he got me out to a couple of bad fucking punch-ups he did.
Fucking hell.
In later time. Yeah, but that was over Natalie Imbruglia's Left in the Middle.
So you can sit here on the Anger Management podcast and say,
Left of the Middle.
Me and a friend fell out had a scuffle over Natalie Imbruglia.
Over Natalie Imbruglia.
Fought over Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah, we did. I got put through a plate glass window over Natalie Imbruglia. And on that note, Liam, I think we're going to call it a day.
That was
it doesn't really get better than that,
I like
does
that.
It?
That's good.
Me and Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah, fighting over Natalie Imbruglia.
It sounded like I was on about Multinat.
You know what? No. Yeah, shout out Multinat. But yeah, no, if you ever tell me an interesting fact about yourself, Andy. You could say that. You could say that till
I got
bank.
Put through a plate glass window for Natalie Imbruglia.
Fighting over Natalie Imbruglia?
Fighting over her. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got the scars to prove it.
CD to prove it. I never took it back.
Oh, fucking hell.
I never gave him back.
Fucking hell. Well, that was a good story to end on. I like
Brilliant. That. So, we're going to put... Are we going to have 2 Grahams, or are we just going to go for 1?
Oh, fuck it, 2. Why not?
So we have 2. Okay,
Why
so
not?
the first Graham we're going to have is, what do you prefer? Spring, summer, autumn, or winter?
Yep.
We want to know from you guys what time of year is your favourite. I'm summer every day of the week for me.
Yeah, summer for me as well.
Liam's gone for summer as well. Tell us what you think, because I know some of you weirdos like fucking
Winter.
pulling the curtains in at fucking 1:30 in the afternoon, fucking getting the fire
Drawing the
going.
curtains, yeah. Put eating on. Oh, fuck
You're
off.
weird, you people are. Weird. And what was the other one we were going to have?
Oh, dear.
I can't even fucking remember.
Was it physical or digital media?
Physical and digital media, absolutely, yeah. So what would you go for? If you had to choose, you could only have one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have both.
No,
you can't
okay.
have a bit of one and a bit of the other. You can only have one. Are you going with physical media, so CDs, DVDs, books, paper, kids, paper, written on paper, right?
Google it.
TV shows, box TV shows, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
or would you rather your Netflix, your Amazon Primes, you letting one rip on me?
No, it was my belly, that.
Was your belly. Thought you just moved a bit and just squeezed one out on me then.
Caught that on the microphone.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry.
It's sensitive, these mics.
I know, I'm hungry, mate. They'll probably pick
that up. So yeah, your streaming services, your Amazons and your
Netflix and
your
all that shit.
Netflixes and your Apple Musics and your Spotifys. Would you rather those, or would you rather have a little bit of physical media like me? I'm physical media. Liam?
I'm physical media
Liam's
day, every day.
physical media.
Has to be. Because
let us know.
Yeah, why not?
Liam, for the first time this evening, let our lovely listeners know where they can get in touch.
Yep, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, Anger Management Studios, or you can find both Graham Pauls on our Twitter page at Anger Manage Pod.
Absolute flawless.
Thank you.
Liam. Flawless. Thank you. Do you know we're almost up to 50,000 followers on TikTok? Almost. We're just shy. I'm thinking,
crazy.
If we do a podcast in the next month, I think we'll be up to 50,000. If we do one on a usual time scale, we'll probably be up to 150,000.
Yeah. Why not?
So we'll see what happens.
But we don't monetize it, though, do we? Because we want to say
whatever the fuck we want. We don't monetize
want.
anything. We don't make any money from doing this podcast. We don't make any money at all from the TikTok channel because we like to be able to say what we want when we want, and we like you guys to be able to say what you want when you want as well.
We're like the physical media.
Yeah,
of
we're
the
the
real
physical
world.
media of the podcasting
there
generation.
There we go.
But it's important to us that you guys, just like us, can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
If you're offended, as we say on every single show, go fucking watch something else.
Basically, yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Right?
Why not?
We'll catch you next time, guys. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Look after yourselves. We'll see you soon.